Welcome back, folks, to Age of Lemuria, Season 1. We have new people here. Uno's a reoccurring player. Why don't everybody tell me about yourself and the audience? So, who would like to get started? There.
Hi, I am Lotus. I'm just a person who plays D&D.
That's not true. Don't believe that. He's a robot. AI.
I didn't have a lot to say about myself, I guess. But maybe I will later. I like playing D&D. That's my story.
D&D is fun. Speaking of fun, our next player is...
Hey, how's it going? My name is Andres, known as Mr. Gamer on YouTube. If you want, by any chance, you can follow me there. See what I'm doing currently. I'm gonna do next, and I'm a voice actor. Happen to also be a part of a series called Escape the Night Pokemon Edition. If you by any chance looking forward to that, there's a little bit of a delay, but don't worry, it will be on schedule. And if you're waiting to see it, go see that Cake Bear's channel. He's the one that holds it. And yeah, I do a lot of different voices.
I'm currently still working on Pokemon Go. I'm still working on it. No, seriously, I'm still gaming. I go out every so often. I love Pokemon Go, especially on local parks and stuff. I love it.
Oh, people went crazy over that app.
Oh yeah, I'm still playing it. So, shout out to the people at Niantic. Okay, you're not here for Pokemon Go. We're here for some D&D action. Previously, our adventurers, our brave adventurers, went out to investigate a moat house, which had recently been housing bandits, but has currently been evicted and executed by the local heroes in the area. One of the heroes had fallen, and they had to return home, or return to the nearest village in order to seek medical treatment. The camera zooms out of this area, and in the distance we see this village, and everybody's like, "Hey, what's that?" And they're all pointing at the smoke, because this is the Golden Plains. And you see this man in armor comes into view of the thing, and he crosses his arms, and he's like, and a soldier, one of the Inquisition soldiers, comes up and says, "Yes, my lord, how may I serve you?" He says, "Go check out that pillar of smoke." And then the camera pans out again, and it goes over to this wooded area, and you see a bunch of elves in the trees, and they're all looking out over the plains, and they're like, "Ranger." And then you see this female ranger come into view, and she's like, "Yes, my lord." And he's like, "Go inspect that pillar of smoke." So you see both sides of this thing, and then we slowly pan out and see the two separate areas of which are approaching convoys of both Inquisition and Rangers are approaching. And then the camera zooms in into the pillar of smoke, and we see Uno. Andre. Adron.
Hello.
Waving to his companions, who is currently carrying on. And he's going through some items. What has he got? What items did you receive?
Okay, so the first thing I should probably say is that Adron is blind.
Yes.
So at the moment, he's just sort of fumbling through everything. I don't know what this is. I'm curious. The two people we rescued, have they run away, or are they still with us?
Currently, they're wanting to go to town. So they are currently following the other two, unless you have something you wish to ask them.
No, I'm just... I can go with what I've found. Oh yes, this is probably a bow. I wonder what this note says. This piece of paper feels like it might be this little tickle in the corners.
What does the note say?
Close enough.
I feel like I'm just grabbing as much as I can, feeling for the horse, to like just to guide me, because at the moment I am completely blind.
That is very true. That is very true. You feel a tap on your shoulder. She's like, what are we standing around for? What are you doing? Why are you staring at a note? I can't even read
blind.
it. What is this?
I wish I could tell you, but I gestured to the blindfold over my face. I can't see anything without my owl.
So the camera pans over, and it sees a fey creature on your shoulder. It's like, oh my god, humans are so useless. I swear. This fairy. This sprite. There we go. Copy. Oops. Yep. Where is your token? Yeah, your token's right there. Yeah, can you see her?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Can you guide me back, Oda?
Where do you want to go?
Back to the farm, I guess. Somewhere where we can rest.
Okay.
Take Mac back to the farm. Doesn't sound like a good thing.
I was like, there's a strange man right there. And she points, but you can't see. And the camera turns, and it sees a dark cloaked stranger. His eyes are red, and his hair is tied back and to a point. And this ominous figure appears in the camera's view. And all the audience is like, oh, tell me about yourself. Yep.
Like, who goes there?
Who goes there?
You were drawn here because you see this plume of fire and smoke. It is still burning hot. You see dead bodies out here. Several humans stripped naked from armor and stuff like that. Like, this seems to be a scene of a great massacre. Volcane, you stumble upon this.
What about the dragon body? Does he see the drake?
Are you dragging it?
I think I'll just leave that behind.
Okay.
I don't need a body that bad. I got bigger priorities right now.
I am Volcane.
Nice to meet you, Volcane.
Scary! So the sprite that's on your shoulder disappears. Poof.
Are you a friend or are you a foe?
I could be a friend. Depends on what you want.
Listen, I'm just a blind man. If you could just take me somewhere safe so I can bandage my wounds. I've just recently been caught up in a big fight.
This blind man is asking you for help.
Alright, I'll help. Only if you give me something in return.
Sure. I can pay you.
Alright, what's your price?
Ooh, okay. I sort of take a handful of coins and like this much.
So we get a picture of it, right? I don't know, how much gold or coins do you have on you?
I have in front of me 1,300 silver pieces.
Are you offering all that?
Because I can't see how much it's worth. I was gonna roll a 1,300.
Sure. Go ahead.
I
You know what?
pick up.
I may be a scary creature, a scary guy, but I will be generous enough to take half.
Holy shit.
have the coins for in exchange for your protection while I recuperate would be most generous. I am Adron, the,
I like that deal. I'll take it.
refreshing to meet people who don't want to murder you.
That's okay.
Okay. This horse, I'm escorting it back to its rightful owner. If I can show you the way once we're on the beaten path, but first of all, I need to just if we could. It must be getting kind of late, right? I know. I just need to.
Oh, it's about midday.
I'm just really tired. I could really use a rest.
You know that in order to get back to the farmhouse, you know that it took about 2 hours.
Okay, but I can't lead him back blind. I don't know the way. I need my help. I need to perform this this ritual that will help me.
Why don't I call my trusty dragon? Maybe she can lead the way.
You have a dragon?
Oh my god!
What?
So like you hear like this pixie, like she's like pushing Edrin in front of her, and she's hiding behind him. Oh my gosh, a dragon! Don't make him take a dragon.
Wait. Oh, is there a dragon in front of me right now?
No, it's just some cloaked man, some stranger. I've never seen him before.
Yeah, I mean, like, I could be talking crazy. I don't know.
Oh, by the way, dragons are usually stereotyped as evil monsters that are destructive forces in this world. So saying that you're associated with dragons is usually a bad thing. And usually get a violent reaction, especially from local guards.
Are you aware that?
Maybe the dragon will be a good choice.
Hey, look, I haven't got a problem with how you say magical practices. I'm somewhat of a, an experienced veteran of the arcane arts myself. But at the moment, I'm sort of, I've used a lot of my powers, and I'm
She
I feel like it's not safe.
you feel a tug behind you. She's like, "We have to get back within 24 hours. Don't forget."
We do? Why?
She's like, "My tree."
Oh, okay. Look, Ona, if you can pretend to lead, could just push me in the right direction. I can pretend to lead him to the farm without knowing the way. You think you can do that?
She looks at you and she's like, "I could just go back. I don't need you. I'll take the horse. I'll just take the horse back."
Ona.
So he's currently talking to an invisible figure right now. You just seeing like he's like whispering to like someone over his shoulder. You currently think that's the horse that he's talking to.
Darn, Ona, this isn't the time.
I'll make a deal. Why don't you, since you may be blind, but you could know the way. Why don't I be your eyes and you lead us both?
Okay, I think I can. If you describe the path to me, I might be able to. I'm very good with remembering paths. I've sort of memorized all the maps. So
What
maybe
was
I
the
can
last
help you.
path that you took before you got here?
Well, it was a little bit to the south. We took 2 rights, and then there was a crossroad that we had to go down, and it's like 2 hours through the beaten path, the give or take.
Vulcan, why don't you roll me a 1d20 plus your survival if you've got it.
All right, I'll do that.
Okay. Do you have survival? I don't know if you have survival.
Oh, what a nice man.
We'll see if he guides you. I believe it's a wisdom, isn't it? Survival is wisdom based.
Slash,
So what you're going to do is you're going to backslash R 1d20 minus 1. Because you are not proficient in survival.
you say -1.
Yep, he's got a -1 to his wisdom.
Oh wait.
Oh, dang it.
So this is what you're going to type in. You can just copy and paste this. There we go.
Don't worry about it. Once you get the hang of it, it's all good.
It's just roll. Yep. Okay. Excellent. He leads you back. Do you rest along the way or anything else?
Yes.
Okay. Where?
Okay, where are you taking me to rest?
Yeah, that's a great question. Where are you going to rest, Vulcan? They're currently following you, and you are heading in the right direction, or you believe you are. Which
Anywhere that is safe. As long as it's safe. Dang.
so are you going to stop and rest? That's the question.
I feel
Currently, you guys are escaping from this fiery
plume. Yeah.
plume.
If I could make a suggestion right here, I'd say we should not rest if we're running from something.
Are you running from something? Yeah, that's a good question.
I just, if you let me rest, I can try and get my, how you say, sight in order.
Oda's like tugging you, like, let's get back. Let's get back.
Right, okay, jeez. Okay.
So he's asking for rest, and I was like, I want to go back to my tree. And he's like, so what do you do, Vulcan? Vulcan, what do you do? That's the important thing since you're the leader.
You have to rest, right? But we should go back though, because if we don't, we might not be safe. So,
Okay, I get it. We'll rest when we get back.
all right.
All right,
If we
excellent.
get caught out in the open, I'm not going to be much help to you.
But.
Okay.
What about that?
I will let you rest. I will let you rest just because you might be more useful that way.
Okay, so you guys are resting.
I just need an hour to. That's my ritual.
All right, fine. An hour's fine, just as long as you don't over-proceed it.
Okay.
Okay, just 1 hour. I'll make it quick.
1 hour passes by, and nothing happens. During this time, Vulcan, roll me a perception check. It's 1d20 minus 1.
That's okay. Minus one.
All right. During this time, while you guys are resting, you see this fairy creature flying around this blind man. And every so often, you hear them talking in the corners and stuff like that. Mind you,
So
you've never seen this thing before.
Okay.
What, if anything, do you do, Vulcan?
Given that I've never seen her before, I feel like she wouldn't be trusted. But she could assist us. Maybe she got powers that can make you not blind anymore.
Yeah, let's go. What are you talking about, Vulcan? Are you
Well,
talking to me?
anything that makes you not blind is what I'm trying to say.
All right. So as this is going on, Adron has got this little brazier set up, and it's like he's like throwing herbs into it and like muttering to himself
Mm-hmm.
because he is casting the spell Find Familiar.
So describe this. Vulcan has never seen you cast a spell before.
So Adron is holding in
Never
his
seen
hand
her before.
a golden monocle that he holds up, which sort of focuses all that supernatural and magical energy through it, and when when Volcano looks away, he looks back, and suddenly there is an owl on Adrian's shoulder, which is completely black with red eyes. And Adrian just puts the monocle on the owls. Ah,
An owl, an owl? I mean, I guess it'll work, I guess.
I can see you now, Volcano. It's good to see you face to face.
Volcane, go ahead and roll me an arcane check.
Okay,
Yep.
that is.
It is intelligence, so you have a +1 to this.
Where's that +1?
Where's the +1?
That is a good question. The +1 is right next to the backspace.
Here, that's here. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, this owl is strange, but you can't put your finger on it. It's familiar, but it's not. You're just looking at it as like, this is something strangely odd, but you just can't place your finger on it. It doesn't give
It
you
looks
any
like
much
me.
information.
What's strange is that it looks like me.
Yeah, it's strange. All right.
Adrian,
Was it
let me.
sent by one of my own kind? Was
No.
it sent by someone that is me?
Let me introduce you to my companion, Redley. He
Hello
is
there.
sort of, as you say, my eyes and ears.
Nice to meet
Yeah.
you, Owl.
The owl hoots back.
I've been practicing owl noises.
That is good.
That is good. That's a very good impression.
That was just Adrian making an owl noise. Wow, okay. Ah. But yes, we mustn't dally, of course. You know, Farmer Ed will be expecting us.
You're right, you're right, you're right. You're right, you're absolutely right. Let's not do that anymore then.
So as Adrian walks, he no longer uses his hand to steady himself against the horse. He uses his walker. He uses his walking stick, and he just walks confidently, as if he were not blind somehow.
Yeah, somehow, yeah, he's not blood anymore. That's kind of.
You make it back. To the
Oh, thank
farmhouse. What, if anything, do you guys do? Currently, not much has changed.
Okay, blind man, or no longer blind man. What do you suggest that we do?
All right, we should find. There is a bullywug here. Don't kill him. I know there's like some animosity between frog people, but he's pretty cool. But we should find Farmer Ed and tell him what happened, because a lot of stuff went down.
You hear a sigh of relief and a flutter of wings as she makes it back to her tree.
See you later, owner.
She says,
I-
thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, Mr. Owl.
My owl is still here. It's just.
Yes.
I
Oda
have to
is
move
a,
back.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oda is an ice pixie. You saw briefly during your rest. Currently, you've made it back to this homestead. You've heard of interesting stories coming from this place. You've heard that this is a workhouse, a farm. You've heard lately that it's had mite issues. You're not sure what's going on here currently. You've heard like weeks, maybe 2-3 days ago, that there's been some bandits out and about. But this seems to be like a nice place to rest and gather your wits.
Don't worry, Volcane. We should be safe here. I'll just take Big Mac to his pen, and we'll talk to Farmer Ed.
All right. I'll take your word for it, but remember, I am here to help you, and if anything goes wrong,
You need me.
you know the rest. You know the rest.
From out of the doorway, a creature comes coming out, and it seems to be charging up to you. What, if anything, do you do?
Attack it! Kill it! Kill it dead!
No, Volcane, no.
All right, this creature's about 30 feet away. Volcane seems to be preparing a spell to attack. What, if anything, do you do, Adrian?
I will stand between him and the frog person.
But what if it wants to kill us? What do we do
No,
then?
he's my friend. Just don't worry about it. Look,
How do you know that?
I know him. We.
Billy pauses as he sees you, like, everybody's just like, no, stop. And you're currently in different company, and Billy, he's like, what wrong?
Billy, it's okay. There was a little fight.
All right. I will trust your instincts. I won't attack it.
Billy, this is Volcane. Volcane, this is Billy.
This bullywug.
Hi, nice to meet you. I was gonna attack you, but he stopped me, so, hi.
A frog slash person about the size, about 4 foot high. He's currently has a spear and shield. He's got this big bulbous sack under his chin, and he's just like nervously doing that. He's like, he prisoner? He bandit? Who he?
Oh, I lost my owl as I was coming back, and I couldn't find the way back. He helped me get away from the bandit hideout.
He
That is
friend?
correct. I helped him, and I had to. I made a very big promise to him that I would help him.
I offered him some money in exchange, of course.
Billy looks
Yes.
confused, but he nods his head. He's like, our prisoner's still captive. Prisoner still captive. You want me to take Little Joe? You want me to take Little Joe?
Sure, you take Little Joe. I'll explain to Farmer Ed that what happened.
Billy takes Little Joe, Rain, and he starts leading him over towards the stable, the open stable. What do you guys do?
Come on, Volcane, I'll show you. Look, a lot of crazy stuff happened.
Inside? Shall we go inside?
Yeah, trust me, I've been in here a few days. It's perfectly safe.
All right, if you insist.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go inside.
Volcane, you can follow him by selecting your token. Sorry, Uno, but just showing him where he's at. Okay.
That's fine.
You can select your token with your mouse, and then you can move him. You approach a home. It's got a thatched roof. It's wooden logs, and it looks like a nice little cabin. You see a stable right here, where Billy took the horse. To the east, you see a tree, and beneath that tree is snow. It is currently spring, and there's still snow on the ground right here. It seems to linger. From the corner on the up here, you see fields, massive fields. Seems to be all types of manner of crops growing up here. It seems very diverse. You also see apples, vines, grapes. You see all types of things being grown here. Some of it's being worked on, some of it's not. And then over here to the north east, you see mounds of dirt. What, if anything, do you do?
I would go with the mounds of dirt, but there might be some danger lurking nearby. So, There could be enemies in those mounds of dirt. For all we know, that could be their home, or they could be like ambushing us.
Yes, you are aware of mites in the area, so yes.
Okay, what's the holdup? You coming in? His owl is sort of like rotated its head to face towards it.
Then in the center, you see the homestead, the farmhouse.
Yes.
Seems very warm and inviting.
It's a little too inviting, if you ask me.
Yes. That's how you know you're doing a great job, is that players are paranoid. That's exactly correct.
I don't know if we should do this. I think we should go another way. It looks too inviting to me.
Are you okay, Volcane? Are you feeling alright?
I'm a little paranoid ever since I got that promise, okay? I've been going crazy over that promise, and I've been trying to fulfill it. And I know that you need my help, and you're blind, and you may have your owl, but I need to be sure that we are safe.
Okay. I'll walk back over to Volcane and be like, Volcane? Look, I know we've already known each other for like a couple of hours at best, but you gotta trust me on this. Like I've been working here for about a few weeks, few days maybe, about a week I think.
About a week and a half, I believe. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, there's been a couple of days where all you've been doing has been working around the farm.
Look, as long as you don't walk on that snow over there, you should be fine, because that is cursed snow. Don't worry about it. You'll.
All right, fine. I'll be willing to trust you on this, but only because I got no other choice.
I mean, if you just want to take the money and go, that's on you.
No. I may be scary. I may be intimidating even, but the one thing that I am not is unloyal.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Thank you. Well, I can promise you that the farmstead would be glad to have any help that you can offer, as long as you're not planning on attacking Farmer Red, obviously. But I've just had a very traumatic experience. I'm still recovering from it.
I as well. So I agree, I understand your pain. We both are on the same wavelength here.
Okay. Would it make it more comfortable if Farm Red came out here to talk to you, or are you afraid of going indoors? Is that like a thing?
I think it would be best if we have them out here, so I can talk to her.
Okay. I'll go spread the word, I guess. I'll go get Farm Red.
Sounds good.
I'll go inside.
Okay. As you step inside, you see Farmer Ed. He seems to be writing ink and he looks over you. In the corner, you see this bandit whose arm's been chopped off. He's still like holding his arm, and it's like a bloody patch right now. But he's sleeping right now. Farmer Ed gets up and he's like, Aaron, how you been, boy? Did you find my horse?
Ed, you're not gonna believe this. I think I saw a dragon.
Ed's looking at you like, the bandits are dragons?
I know they had a dragon in a cage.
What are you talking about?
The bandits. We went to their hideout and it was there was a fire and there was the cage and we didn't want to let the dragon out, but we did, and then the dragon was helping us.
Ed's he's like, sit down, son. Here, have a drink. You're clearly on edge. Here. He pours you out some honey mead, and then he walks over and once again he coughs. And he hands you down. He's like, "Take it easy, son. I see that you're not used to fighting humans. I was pretty shaken up too when during my time."
We. Oh, those. I don't think they were just ordinary bandits. There was this elf.
Elf? What do you mean there's an elf? Elves ain't
was-
supposed to be in the Golden Plains. We've got a treaty.
I know. That was crazy. There was.
So you're
Back-
telling me that there's dragons and elves and what else you got?
I'll show.
I see what's going on here. You're trying to squeeze me out of every penny. Well, fine. Here you go. And he like takes his coins and he sets it down. He's like, as promised.
Take these coins. Go ahead if you want to take them. Go ahead.
You are currently outside waiting.
Correct.
Yep.
The two that were accompanying me, one of them was grievously injured, and the other is escorting them to get medical attention. But while I was on my way back, I bumped into a man who offered to escort me home because obviously I'm blind on occasion, and if he doesn't like going indoors for some reason.
Well, where is he? He like looks around.
I put it out the window. It's just waiting out on the front. But
He like
I think
coughs
he's-
once again and looks out the window. He's like, "What the hell is that?"
I can hear you. No.
Currently, you see a farmer and Edrin both like looking at you outside.
hey, Volcane.
Hello there, fellow blind man. How you doing?
And like Farmer Ed's like gesturing you to like come in, but he seems like uncertain. Like,
Oh no, I'm good. I'm fair outside. You though, you can come out here.
Look, it's just a thing with people in the woods. They don't. Sometimes they get acclimatized to living outdoors. They the feeling of having a roof over their heads sort of feels weird.
he's like, he looks at you and says, "Edrin, you keep an eye on the bandit. I'll go see what this guy wants. You say you can trust him?"
I mean, I'm offering him pay, so I if he does anything, he's not gonna get paid.
Oh well, I'll take your word for it. He like walks over and grabs like a knife and he sticks it in his tunic, and then he walks out.
Can I grab this bandit by the scruff of the neck?
He's currently asleep, but yes, you may.
I want to shake him awake.
Okay, we'll get back to that. We're currently going outside. The camera follows Farmer Ed's shoulder as you walk over to the bandit. Farmer Ed's like, "What do you want, son?" To Volcane.
I came here to look for a way to possibly help this man. He needs my help, and I wanted to give it to him only if he gave me coins. Not that lot, not by a lot of coins. He gave me half of what he had for protection. And I was just wondering, what is the best way to provide me and my friend here safety?
It's like, "Can you work?"
Can I work?
"Yeah."
I've been working for quite a while.
"Who do you work for?"
His name I cannot be able to exploit.
"Oh, you got references?" It's legit.
But I can do some pretty damn good fencing.
I could use a person who makes fences. I could also use someone who cuts wood and knows how to plant, knows how to work with horses. You ain't any good with that?
Work with horses.
He like looks at you like, "What's your job? What do you do?"
I protect those that protect me.
You
My
actually,
honor.
Game Master, you actually have a profession.
I do voices.
I do voices.
I do voices. Yes.
No.
very
Your
much-
character actually has a profession. Your character has a profession.
I'm a showman. Look at these skulls, they're fake. Of course.
I make girls fake. They think I'm handsome.
So the answer is you're an alchemist, but okay. So he looks at you, he's like, so you're just a pretty boy. Oh, I don't need pretty boys around here.
Wait. Okay, there is one thing I could do. I am an alchemist.
He like raises his eyebrows. He's like, oh, you know how to brew stuff?
Yes, I've been working very well with chemistry. I can perform these spells. If you just let me show you, I can demonstrate my power.
He like groans as you like say, and says, another finger waggler. He's like, ugh.
So does Volcane know that magic is not sort of...
It's frowned upon. Magic is generally frowned upon. It's not something you'd showboat or showcase. I mean, you can. You're trying to get a job, right? So
Look at how many fireballs I can create.
yep. Look how deadly I am. Check it out. That's usually not a skill. hey, I know how to operate heavy machinery and how to kill people. Like, no, that's not.
I can control people with my mind.
Yeah, you don't want to advertise your skills.
I wish I had that then. That would have helped the situation out a little bit more.
So this is very much of like a job interview. Like Farmer Ed's like trying to feel you out, see if you're capable of being a farmhand.
Sir, can I call you sir? What is it that you are looking for the most in a person?
Well, can you brew me some honey ale?
Yes, I can.
I'll put you on trial then. Come on into the house and we'll see what you can do.
Thank you. I very much appreciate it.
He coughs and then gestures you to follow him into the house. You can select your token and follow him in. So your token's right here.
That's right. Okay. Trying to.
Just right click it. Should be able to. Yep, there we go.
It's good.
So the right cursor is selected.
Yep.
Maybe that.
Very true. Very true.
Select.
As you approach the inside of the house,
Agile.
you see that there's a table and bedding. In this corner, this man apparently about ready to be harassed. But you step in, you see a nice warm fireplace. You see bedding right here, it looks like for help. You see a stool of some sort for someone to sleep. And you see a chest and a cooking area. And then, of course, a pile of firewood right there. He says, come on in and have a seat, Volcane. And the camera turns, and it goes over to Audrin, who's now stepping over the bandit, who's currently asleep. Audrin, what do you do? What do you want? I didn't do anything. Ouch, it hurts.
Explain. Why was there a dragon?
I don't... What are you talking about?
At your base, you had a cage. There was a drake in it. Why
So?
didn't you This is not something I was expecting. Explain yourself.
Did he kill you? I mean, you're still here.
I'm still here. He killed my owl. I mean, he didn't kill my owl. He killed all your friends.
Oh.
I'm sorry about that. Why? Did
I
you
thought
have
that's
a
why you
drink?
went there.
I mean, we went to rescue a horse, man.
As he looks at his bloody stump, he's like, okay.
How the hell did you find a drake? And why did you put it in the cage?
What are you trying to do? Are you trying to persuade him or intimidate him?
I'm just wanted to ask him questions, because obviously he must have been aware of this, but he just decided not.
He's like, I don't know anything, man. I don't know anything.
It kind of sounds like you're trying to interrogate him for information.
Oh, Look, our main interrogator isn't here at the moment.
Let me do that then. I'm sorry, sir. I'm
No,
going
no,
to
no, no,
help my
it's
friend
fine.
out with some interrogation.
Look,
Be right back. I will help him out.
Farmer
This
Ed
guy
nods
is-
to you
Need my help.
and just watches the proceedings.
This guy has gone through a lot. I feel kind of bad for him. Like the last guy.
Look,
He's like, who the hell are you? As he like stares at this big, dark, ominous figure leaning over him.
Yeah, you
I'm
better.
Volcane, and I am his friend. Tell us what you know, or else.
Okay, roll me
Oh, man.
an intimidation.
You better do it, man, because this guy is like 10 times worse than the last guy.
Are you aiding him?
Oh, yes.
Are you aiding him for advantage?
Good cop, bad cop.
Yep. You get to roll 2d20s, I believe plus 4? Two d20s plus intimidation, yeah, plus 4. Roll 2d20s plus 4. No, plus 4. We'll keep that roll, so it's currently a 13, but you get to re-roll that.
Oh.
Always keep the dice.
Oh, that's a net 20.
Did you roll a 20? Oh my god. It's like, oh god. No, that's wrong. That's a right number, but that's the second. So he's like, what do you want? What do you want me to tell you? I'll do anything. Don't cut off my other hand.
Who is Edward Williams?
He like looks over at Farmer Ed.
Oh, God.
And Farmer Ed's like looking at when you say who is William Edwards, he's like,
Why my
Wait.
friends
That's
my
me.
friend's question was kind of stupid, I know. But look, we need some answers, okay?
so Farmer Ed's now curious about like, how do you know my name?
As soon as I say it, I work
Yep.
it out.
Yep.
Who is... Wait, I meant to say Lucius Alexina.
Go ahead and roll me a deception because now you're trying to pull the wool over Farmer Ed's eyes. Yep.
Go.
It's against his sense motive. Oh yeah, he's like, don't lie to me, boy. How you know my name?
That's it in the owl's beak, and I have him fly over to Ed to show him the note that I have.
So Farmer Ed like snatches this from the owl and starts reading it. He coughs, and the camera goes back to you and Volcane.
Who is Magus Lucius Alexina?
Who are you asking?
I'm asking the bandit who we're questioning.
He's like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Who is that elf?
We just called her the leader. We just followed her. We did what she said.
Who is she? Answer our questions now! You only give us very little information to go on. Answer or else.
He's like, we just called her the Ranger. We just called her the Ranger. I swear. We don't know what her name was.
Where did she come from?
Where is she at? Where is she located?
Oh, okay. That sounds like another intimidation as you're asking multiple questions.
I feel so sorry for this dude.
And he's got his hands up and you're like shaking him like, tell me.
I just
Give
want
me
the
answers
dragon
now.
die.
Okay, go ahead and roll me another intimidation as you're asking more questions.
This is what happens when I don't get my honey out.
I mean, yeah, you're kind of like, yep.
A little frazzled at the moment. That's, like, okay, you just have no idea.
Awesome. So with that 20, the guy's like, she came from the east. She had powerful magics. She killed our old boss. We did what she said. She was powerful. We just following orders, man. We're just following orders.
Okay, I'll pat his shoulder. Okay, I'm sorry, man. It's just
Oh, he's scared shitless of Volcane. Scared shitless of him.
I've just been through a lot today.
All right, fine.
I don't
We'll
need
let
to take
you
this
live.
on you. Sorry, what?
We'll let you live, soldier, because you did tell us what we needed to know.
Oh God.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Look, you might not have a base to go back to now. It might have, like, you were keeping gunpowder there or something. And did I mention there was like a dragon that sort of like sets things on fire?
Yeah. She hunted it. She was hunting it. She said she needed it. She knew she wanted it alive. She needs something from it. I don't know. She was going to like do stuff with it. I don't know. It's like magic or some shit. I mean, she's weird. She's weird.
Yeah, I get that bit, but like, why did you have gunpowder in your bit? And why the prisoners?
Yeah,
like-
explain.
We were just taking like stuff from locals, and she was mixing it and making it, putting it all together. I don't know what she was doing with it, man. This is the truth. I don't know how to. I don't even know how to brew my own stuff. I swear by my mom, my dad. I mean, I swear upon the Holy Master himself. I don't know what she was making.
Look, it's okay, guy. It's okay, dude.
It's okay.
It's gonna be
it's
okay.
So, mind you, this is the image, right? So you two are like standing on him, right? Standing over him. He's on the bed trying to sleep, and you're just like shaking and pulling. It's like, tell us what this is, right? It's like, and he's holding his bloody stump, right? And he's holding his bloody
Just shaking
stump.
him, shaking
Yep.
him mercilessly.
Yep.
I was not ready for giant frogs. Okay.
I told you about them. I remember. I told you about them.
It's okay, man. I'll stop. I'll get off your case.
He's like,
All right, fine. We will get off your case, and you can proceed to sleeping. Not in peace, but you will be sleeping.
so after that rude awakening, he's no longer asleep. He's like, he like sits up in his bed and he's like cowering before you guys.
Dude, do you have a family?
He's like, don't hurt them. Don't hurt them.
I'm just. Do you have someone who is like you need to go back to?
Yeah. Do you have something to go back to?
Of course. Yeah. Are you going to let me go? Are you going to let me go?
If you answer the question, you will go.
What do you want? What do you want to know? Oh God. What do you want to know? I'll tell you.
Ed, is it okay if we let this guy go? I feel kind of bad.
So Farmer
it's
Ed's
like
coughing.
He's like he's over his head.
He's like, oh, he's part of the band that stole my horse. I figured we'd hang him.
You stole his horse?
He's like, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. I didn't steal the horse. I was just there.
Like he holds it by his neck. He's like,
Are you telling me the truth? Answer the question now.
As you're like shaking him, like his story seems to be
Did
bad.
you not steal this man's horse? Answer the question.
Oh God, don't kill me! Oh please, don't kill me! I have family. Please, this is like a 19-year-old boy that you're like shaking down.
Ed, he's
And,
a boy.
yeah.
He has a family.
I've got a family. I'm telling you the truth. I don't know anything. I was just trying to make money.
All
I
right,
was just.
fine. I'll release you. But if you are lying, I will come back for you.
Oh God, no!
Okay, it's so cool. It's so good. Oh, I can't. It's too much. My brain.
Oh God, please, no, don't hurt me. Please let me go. Let me go.
Look, Ed,
Like
I
now he's
think
crying, right? So, like
He's already lost his freaking hand.
Yeah, it's a bloody stump. Like, I believe the hand's still on the table. Nobody's moved it from where they chopped it off.
I'm just gonna check how much gold I have.
Oh, you also just received a package. Are you going to open it up?
Did I receive a package?
Yeah, Farmer Ed just gave you a payment for his horse.
I'll in a second.
Okay.
I'll give him 200 silver pieces, and I will. I'll give you something just to, maybe, get back on the right track. Don't go back into, the life of crime.
Farmer Ed
Try-
crosses his arms and he says, "Wait one damn moment there. He ain't your prisoner. He's mine. I've been housing him, been feeding him.
But like, I mean, what else are we gonna hold him in for? He like.
I figured we hang him. Horse theft.
I mean, he didn't commit the crime though. The people who committed the crime.
He was part of the gang.
He's already paid for his crime, as far as I can see. Like,
You
What?
did not pay enough.
What, you going to leave him a cripple in this cruel world? That seems kind of cruel to me. Putting him out of his misery sounds better.
I think he's learned his lesson. I think.
He has not.
This sounds like a debate. Interesting. Yes, tell me more. So Farmer Ed crosses his arms and looks at you two as arbitrators, right? So go ahead and make your points. Make your points to him.
We have to be better than the bandits in order to be. If we can't let our prisoners go, how are we better than the criminals?
Man, I hate that kind of talk. Fine. He can live. And I will not go after him like I had said. I erase all things that I have said.
Oh
Man, I hate this kind of stuff. I hate this.
So Farmer Ed's seen Vulcan changing his topic. He's like, well, he's still a horse thief. And how do you know he ain't going to go back to that life? You might say he has a family and whatever, but I haven't seen any evidence of that. He's a liar, a known liar.
I say that we detain him, at least, so that he can't do anything else.
Well,
we can't detain him indefinitely.
Farmer Ed
I mean,
nods in agreement. He's like, well, sometimes
if-
death is sometimes easier.
What if I take him into town so he can serve trial? Would that be okay with
A
you?
more fitting solution.
So Farmer Ed, roll me a persuasion. Let's see if you...
With my persuasion.
Are you assisting Vulcan? Are you helping out him?
You agree?
You can choose whether to help or not.
Well, I came to do what I have to do, and if it means I have to assist in what you're agreeing to, then I have no choice.
So how is Vulcan helping Edrin? What words is he using to help persuade Farmer Ed?
Farmer Ed, I will have to say, Farmer Ed, I am sorry. I wanted to originally kill this man for you, so that things can be better for you. Because he stole your horse, and but my guy over here, Adron, said that we can't, and that trial would be better for him. I wanted to detain him, but I can't do that either, because that means that we would stoop down to their level.
Okay.
I think it would be better if we give him court. Go over to the city. That way, that they could deal with him.
All right. Sounds like you're assisting. Go ahead and roll with advantage. Because God, he needs it. Roll a 4.
Comrade, I believe that even dogs do not kill their own. And I think we're better than dogs.
An advantage would be /R1D what? 20.
I rolled
yeah.
the first time.
So
Oh, we did.
right. So what were you out of character? What I was asking was to give advantage, which means that you're assisting this character in game. That gives them an extra die roll for them to succeed. You have to usually declare that you're rolling and how you're helping them. So make sure, Uno, before
Sorry,
rolling the
that was
dice. Yeah,
my bad.
it's fine. It's fine. Always declare that you are assisting another character, and then they get advantage, which means instead of rolling 1 dice, they're rolling 2 dice. Right. However, if they fail both of them, you're both caught up in the same predicament. Right. So instead of it just affecting one character, it now affects both of you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So Farmer
Makes
Ed's...
sense.
Okay, so going back into the scene. Farmer Ed, like, scratches his beard, and he doesn't seem too convinced. He's like, if he's going to stay alive here, you're going to have to feed him. I'm taking his food out of your pay, and then you can go take him to court or whatever. He, like, seems disgusted with you. He doesn't seem completely convinced, but he's approved you to take him with you.
Fine, if that's what it takes, then we will feed this sucker.
This sucker.
He's like, you? Vulcan, what is it? Vulcan?
It's Volcane!
All
Get
right.
the name right!
Vulcan, I need you to go cut some wood. He gestures to the wood pile out there.
Okay, before you go, I thank you for your help, and I give him some. I'm giving you 650.
You're welcome with the assist. I want to do what I have to do.
I owe you one, man. You're very good at what you do. So I'm
Thank you.
giving you 600 silver pieces.
Thank you. I very much appreciate that.
So go ahead and put down in your inventory how much he's giving you. Farmer Ed looks disgusted at you. It's your, like, soft-hearted, touchy-feely prisoner, justice, blah, blah, blah. And he, like, takes his ale and drinks it. He's like, what do you want? He continues reading the note you gave him.
So let's talk about why someone would want to kidnap you.
Farmer Ed's just like, just drinks.
Edward Williams.
It's Farmer
I mean-
Ed now. Make that clear, boy. I'm Farmer Ed. You remember that.
But you weren't always Farmer Ed, because we both know what was in that chest.
He, like,
I know maybe you've left that life behind, but it seems like something big is going on. That is putting you in danger.
okay.
It's been a long day, Farmer Ed.
Well, why don't you get some rest?
Well,
You do that, and I'll go over to the wood pile over here.
Adron will just collapse in bed,
Sounds good.
just like just.
He, like, shakes his head and goes, Farmer Ed shakes his head and goes back to writing while drinking his honey ale. The camera zooms out from your brief conversation with lingering questions, and it goes back out to Vulcan. Vulcan, he's asked you to cut...
Chopping some wood. Yeah, it's all good.
So,
I am from the hood.
so the stockpile of wood is over here.
Oh crap! I've been doing the wrong thing.
This isn't the wood at all.
Damn it! This isn't the wood. What the? What
You
am I
are out
chopping?
by the stables. Out by the stables, you see Billy. Out by the stables, you see Billy, the bullywug. He's currently grooming the horse, and he, like, croaks at you, like, "Rah, who are you? Rah."
I'm Volcane. Who the hell are you?
I am Billy the bullywug.
Billy? What kind of name is Billy?
I'm sorry.
Billy, like, just looks at you.
Oh, Vulcan is the best.
Yeah.
I was not ready.
All right. As you approach, you notice that there has been ice gathering on this wood, and the axe is currently stuck in it. Go ahead and roll me a strength savings throw as you try to start cutting wood. It's a
Strength
thin.
would be.
I believe you're not proficient, so it's +2. 1d20 +2. Yep. Let's see what you get. So as you grab this axe and you try to yank it out, it doesn't seem to budge at all. And you hear the ever light twitter of laughter as you hear.
Who? What's that mean? Why are you laughing? I'm just trying to pick up this axe here to help some with some wood.
You get no reply as you hear continued laughter as you get frustrated at the situation.
Why are you laughing? Stop laughing at me! I swear, I will kill you with this axe! Damn that little thing, whatever it may be. They dare laugh at Volcane! How dare they?
You hear more and more laughter as you continue to rage and rage and rage. Go ahead and roll me another d20 as you try to yank out the wood, or the axe out of the wood.
That'll be +2, right?
Yep, correct. Oh, so she was giggling before. Now she's busting up laughing as you slip and fall on ice and you fall down. And she's like, ah!
Damn this ice and damn this axe! Stop laughing at me!
Or laughter, of course.
Where are you? Come out right now!
You hear continuous gut-busting laughter from this pixie. As you're just like, "Arr!" This big black cloaked figure is just like struggling in this axe.
Damn this axe! Damn it!
We go back over to Adrian. What is Adrian doing?
I'm zonked out. Maybe I can have my owl, like, just explore.
So I guess we'll get a little clip of the owl exploring. The bandit, of course, he is wide awake after that brief things, and Farmer Ed is currently focused on the writing. I want you to get a sense motive from your owl about the bandit.
Well, how good is my owl's sense of wisdom?
Probably really bad.
Owls can be
I guess investigate.
wise.
Yep.
Let me check his wisdom. It's
Should be decent. Yeah, the bandit is currently looking at the knife that's on the table.
Redley sort of sits on the knife.
The bandit's like shaken by this, and like he averts his gaze, and then he's like kind of like huddled in a fetal position now, and just like. Okay.
I guess
Anything else?
Redley will pick up the knife and drop it on Farmer Ed's like desk as he sort of like peers at the notes.
Farmer Ed like nods to the owl as he continues to write. An
This is my
appreciation.
owl.
Yeah.
Can my owl read? I don't know.
That is an excellent question. That is an owl. Owl familiars are strange, so you tell me. Can your owl read? What's his intelligence?
Intelligence is -4. Wow.
What's the actual number? I think if it's a 1, you cannot read anything.
Yeah, it's good like an owl.
I think you need a 5 intelligence to have a language.
I guess that makes sense.
So
I
what
guess
is,
I'll drop-
what's his intelligence? Oh yeah, no, definitely can't read. No, of course not. No. The owl does see like a seal, like he's got a ring and a crest, and you see him like writing letters and waxing seals. Meanwhile, outside, the camera goes back to Volcane as he struggles to cut firewood. Are you going to continue or give up, or what you going to do, Volcane? As you hear this continuous laughter.
I do not give up.
Excellent. Go ahead and roll me another D20 plus 1.
Isn't it +2?
Plus 2, yes. Roll 1D20 plus 2. Oh, there we go.
Yes.
So after much encouragement and laughter, you finally begin chopping wood. You get the axe out and you're like, The laughter stops, even though you still continue to hear the giggling of the amusement of the Fae. What, if
Shut
anything,
your
do you
damn laughter! I finally got this damn axe to work!
Once again, you hear busting laughter again. Yep. Do you start chopping wood, or what do you do?
Chop wood!
Excellent. For the next hour or two, you're going to be chopping wood. Are you going to push yourself?
Yes!
Oh, okay, so there's consequences to pushing yourself. That means you're going to be exhausted. And exhausted means that you...
Crap.
Oh, yeah.
Oh crap!
Right. So you've been working for an hour chopping wood, and that's a lot of work, right? Now
I'll
would be a
stop
good
right
time.
there then,
Yeah.
an hour.
Yep. It is starting to get dark, so you've traveled for 2 hours. It was midday when you saw the smoke. Go ahead and roll me a perception as you start to head in towards the house.
No.
1d20 minus 1.
1d20.
Could be anything.
Could be everything. Could be nothing.
Plus 3? Anything?
No, just minus 1.
Minus 1, yeah.
Because it's a wisdom. Yeah, you're tired, right? You're tired. You don't see anything. Yep. You've been frustrated during this time as you get taunted by Faye. And yeah, you head inside the house.
Well, crap!
But you did get some wood chopped, which is really good.
Just like I wanted.
Exactly. So the
That's
owl
all I
sitting up there, this guy, the bandit, is currently huddled up into a fetal position. Farmer Ed is currently working on something on his desk. What, if anything, do you do? Aaron is currently asleep, I assume. Yep, only the owl is currently active.
I'm
And
thinking
Billy's been taking care of the horse. You've been watching him, and he's been laughing at you, watching you from struggling with that axe. What, if anything, do you do?
I would like to rest for a bit.
So Farmer Ed's like, you done chopping wood?
Yeah, but Farmer Ed, I gotta tell you something. Do you usually hear laughing? Because I heard laughing the entire time I was trying to pick up a damn axe.
He's like, oh, you must have met Oda. Oda's an ice pixie. She likes to play tricks and games on Billy and the staff.
Well, I take games very seriously because of my pride. And what she did was unforgivable.
So like Farmer Ed's like,
my pride. It's so good.
he like turns and looks at you, and he like stops his work. And he's like, you realize I owe that Faye much. You best not hurt her.
All right, fine. If she's a friend of yours, I will not hurt her. But I insist that she does not laugh at me.
So like Farmer Ed's like normally pan face, and he kind of like chuckles at this, like demanding other people not to laugh at you, and you're just like, I can't take you serious, son. Your big black cloak, and you're like, don't laugh at me. And he's like chuckling, and he's like, goes back to his work.
It's like it's so intense.
Yep, it's like, don't laugh at me. Okay, he just like goes back to work. He's just like,
I don't. My brain.
If you can rest. Currently, the bandit's up and the owl's up. Billy is going to finish up his work outside and come inside.
I'm gonna check my owl's personality.
Billy steps through the door, and he still has his spear and shield, and he like croaks to Farmer Edge like, "We hang, we hang." And he like pokes at the bandit with his spear, and Farmer's like, they're going to take him into town. A bunch of soft-hearted fools. And Billy's like, okay.
Okay, take him into town? Why?
And then he comes over here and sits on his stool, and he just like sits there and like croaks. There's a little air sac that is just like. You think that this is his ritual of falling to sleep? Yep. What, if anything, do you do, Volcane?
Go a separate bed for him?
You know that this is Farmer Ed's bed, so the bandit's currently just sleeping on the floor. You guys get the furs.
What do I do, though? Either I sacrifice his life and let him hang, or you
I
take him
sleep
into
on the
town
floor.
and let them deal with him.
Oh, you can always rest. You can always sleep. It is getting towards dark.
As a matter of fact, good night, people.
So the night ends, right? So we get this picture of like the farmhouse, like of a picture of Little Joe, the horse, the draft horse outside, and it slowly fades to where the fuming plumes of fire is like, and you see like Inquisition troops like around it, and he's like, "Search this area. We must see what has happened here." And then you see in like this woods, you see like the elves watching the humans, and they're like looking around and like sign languaging, like in complete silence. And like you see the captions underneath it, like, "Inquisition's here. Something must have happened. The ranger is dead. We must inform." And then they're like, they jump out of their trees, and the night passes uneventfully.
Is this a good place to take a break?
This is a great place. The sun begins to rise. And then we'll take a break.
Okay.
We'll see you folks in the next video. All right? Bye.
This might be a bit early. I just thought